This is Shine Valentine back to you again for the episode. Ladies, this is directed to ladies because I just want you ladies to know what these men are saying on YouTube and how these men think and how absurd these individuals are. Now, I just did a video saying that any man that compares himself to a woman is a failure, and that's like the lowest type of man to me. So I already dealt with those individuals and told them to unsubscribe. Now, those men are the lowest form. I'm not even addressing them anymore because that's just ridiculous. But now I want to get to this other set of men. This set of men kind of goes in with the other set. Remember, ladies, I did a video not too long ago where I talked about that men are saying that that I think it was 98% of us have a high sex drive. Men were saying this. They were saying that on YouTube, saying that our sex drive is equal to theirs, 98%. We all know that's not true, but that's what they want to believe. And then when I asked them, why do you feel this way? One of the guys said that he knew a woman at his job who had a high-ranking position, and she lost her job because she wanted to have sex with her subordinate, with a guy there. So because he knew one woman who wanted to put her job at risk to get some penis from one guy, he said that all women had a high sex drive, or at least 98% of us. So now we have, so now all the men are saying women have a high sex drive because of their encounters with maybe 2 women. Then now we have a guy who's saying that men prefer commitment, women prefer sex only. Ladies, I'm not, and literally when I made the video about women having a high sex drive as a man, this guy actually said he actually said that 98% of women not only have a high sex drive, but he actually believed that our sex drive is higher than men's. Oh my God. Y'all, do you know? Because look, I go out, I talk to people, men, women, Hispanic, black, white, and I talk about the people I encounter here on YouTube. And do you know, when I tell men and women, even men, the stuff that these men say on YouTube, they literally be like, huh? They said this, they actually said to me, so there are men who are saying that women have a higher sex drive than men? They said, where are these women at? So then now the men are saying that men prefer commitment and women prefer sex only. I'm reading a comment, and he says that women in 2019 prefer sex with many men because it's so easy for her to get it. Men often prefer commitment because it's harder for men to get it. These men, I actually, oh my God, told a man what this dude just said, because I have never in my life heard no crap like this, right? From a male. Never. I've been around so many men. I've never in my life heard a dude say this, because everybody freaking know that most women want commitment and most men just want sex. And this dude actually said men prefer commitment and women prefer sex only. He didn't even say that women prefer sex, you know, a lot. He said women prefer sex only, don't want to be married. So when we talk about commitment, I look at commitment as wanting to be married, wanting to be in a relationship, possibly wanting to have kids, a family, the whole shebang. He said men prefer commitment and women prefer sex only. And he said he feels this way because women in 2019 can have sex with a lot of different men. It's easy for them to get sex. First of all, let me get something straight. Women have always been able to have sex with a lot of men, because men, the reason why women can have sex with a lot of men, it has nothing to do with us. It's because of y'all. It's because men are borderline sex addicts and they will fuck anybody. Excuse my language. They will have sex with anybody. They're always chasing women for sex. And then oh my God. When a man is approaching a woman, he's not approaching her. He doesn't see a woman walking down the street and say, oh man, I bet she has a great conversation. I can't wait to talk to her. I can't wait to go to a painting class with her. He's thinking about, oh, look at her butt. Look at her breasts. I wonder how she looks naked. I'm going to do so many freaky things to her. That's what his mind is on. Now, as far as a relationship, once first of all, he's chasing her for sex. Now, it can lead into a relationship if he wants it to go there. But see, I'm going to tell you what's happening. Now, the men that are mad on YouTube, what is going on here is that the men that are on YouTube, the men that are on YouTube saying that women, I have never in my life heard that. This is just y'all women. I cannot make this up. And when I also did that video about I want to go back and say this. When I did the video about women, men saying women have a high sex drive and maybe even a higher sex drive than them, it was women underneath my one woman underneath my comment section said, "Are you sure these men are not joking around with you? They can't be serious." No, women, I'm doing this video to you women. These men really feel like, the men on YouTube, I don't know about the men in the real world, but these men on YouTube really feel like you all only prefer sex and they prefer commitment. I don't know what planet they come from, but I think I gotta figure out what's going on here. A couple things going on here. First of all, men and women both have been hurt in relationships. Okay. And I want to just I want to mainly talk about black men and black women. Either they have been played, or they have played somebody, or both. Meaning they have hurt somebody, or they have been hurt, or both things has happened. So everybody deals with hurt differently. You have some people that get on YouTube and make videos about it. You have some people that listen to certain videos and comment underneath. So what is happening is, people who have been hurt, sometimes they do not want to change. And they do not want to accept how the opposite sex is. So if someone was to say to me, "Oh, men like X, Y, and Z," but if I don't want to change, then I will start bashing men for wanting me to be that certain type of way, because I have no intentions of changing. See, these men have no intentions, ladies, of being what you want them to be. So they want to browbeat you into being like them. And another woman made a good point on one of my videos. She said that men want women to have the same desires as them. No, men, other men have the same desires as you, so you need to date other men and turn gay. Women do not have the same desires as you. You are so convinced that women only want sex and that we don't want commitment. Women shame other women when women are single and are not married. They shame them. You want to know why? Because women know that a lot of women value relationships and marriage and commitment. So when a woman knows a woman's single, she doesn't have a ring on her finger, but she has a relationship. Some women are sick like this. They want to bring that up, that she's single and married, and shame her for not having a husband or not being in a relationship, because she figures that most women she know like being in relationships. They really like being in committed relationships. They do. That's why women shame other women about not being in it. Now, men shame women for not being in relationships and being single, because they know too that a lot of women like being in relationships, and so because they feel women's standards it's not that men feel women's standards are too high or too low, it's just because they're not getting picked. The men who are on here talking about women's standards are too high or too low, they obviously are the men that are not getting picked, that are in the middle. The so-called average men with average looks and average income, they're not getting the women they want. So instead of them just actually being in the top 10% or just being a better version of themselves and proving themselves and going after women that they can get, oh no, they want to get mad and talk about, well, you need to lower your standards or you need to raise your standards. Which one is it? First you're saying women's standards are too high, then you're saying they're too low. Basically, you're not getting picked. You're not getting the women you want, so you're upset. So now you want to shame the men that the women are picking. But if the women were picking you, you would not be on this video saying anything. You wouldn't have anything to say about the women you would not have anything to say about the men that the women were picking if you were the men the women were having sex with and getting into relationships in relationships with. You would not have anything to say about it. You would not care, because you'll be getting what you want. And it's all about what you want. Ladies, they don't care about what women want. They want 100% of the advantage in the dating scene. That's all they want. They don't give a damn about you and what you want, your feelings, okay? They want what they want, and that's all it's to. You can tell them all day long, I like a man to do this, or I like a man to do that. They don't want to hear that. They just want to hear that you have the same desires as them. And they're going to try to browbeat you into lying and saying you have the same desires. They want you to lie and say that you don't like relationships. They want you to lie and say you only want sex, because that's the only thing they want. They're trying to do reverse psychology on you. They want you to believe that you want something that you know you don't want. Anyway, y'all, this is I've never in my life. Okay, so let me get back to the point. So what's happening is people can find anything. A person can come out with any type of narrative they want, and it can be totally false and a total lie, but they can find evidence, quote unquote, to support it. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's just say I walked up to a guy tomorrow and I want to have sex with him, and he turned me down. I could use that and say that all men have a low sex drive. You see how that works? Because I could do exactly what the other dude did. The other dude said that all women, no, he said 98% of women, which is the majority, has a high sex drive and in fact has a higher sex drive than men, which is a bold-faced lie. And I asked him, what is your evidence of this? And one of his examples was that a woman at his job, lost her job for having sex with a subordinate. One woman did this, everybody. One woman. So he want to use that to support his argument. Because he has convinced himself that that's true, because he wants it to be true. They want us to have a higher sex drive than them. They want us to chase them down for sex, but it's never going to happen. They have not accepted the truth. And they don't want to accept it because they can't fathom the fact that we're not built like them. They can't fathom the fact that we don't have the same desires as them. They can't handle it. And they have no intentions of giving us, because the shit that we want from the stuff that we want from them, they don't want to give it to us. They don't want to give us marriage and a family. They don't want to provide and protect. They don't want to do that. So they're trying to flip it and say, oh, well, women prefer sex only. And then this dude actually said that it's women on YouTube making videos saying this. He says women on YouTube making these videos. I don't care if 100 women make those videos, which I bet you is not 100 of them making them. They are actually using their personal beliefs and trying to project them to all women. He accused me. He said that I am projecting. Lord have mercy. This is outrageous, y'all. He said that I personally prefer commitment over sex, but not other women. He's saying that, ladies, this man is saying that 99.9% of y'all prefer sex only. Not even sex within a relationship. He said y'all prefer sex only and that men prefer commitment. Ladies, get down in the comment section and talk about how many times that men have approached you for sex, but then when you brought up a relationship, he said he didn't want one. More men approach women for sex over a relationship any goddamn day. This is a fact. This I'm not making this up. This is not about my personal experiences. This is about me encountering multiple people. Now men like to go with studies that have been done over real life. I go with real life. I'm not shy anymore. I go out and meet people. I talk to all types of people. I've been on this world for almost 35 years. I know people, men and women, other races. I talk to people. I talk to people outside of YouTube. I don't sit on YouTube all day. I actually have a life. I know how most people are. Okay? So when you all had to change locations. So when you say to me that women prefer sex over commitment, I know you're making this up. Now let me get back to the point. When he said that it's women on YouTube that has confirmed this. I'm going to get to that in a minute because that's just absurd. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to go back to that. But basically, people have had problems in relationships. Okay, now what is happening is they're upset. And so if they're mad at black women, they're going to find videos bashing black women. And if they're mad at black men, they're going to find videos bashing black men, which is going to make them hate all black men and all black women. But this is the thing. They're just upset about the person who hurt them or people who have hurt them. So most people have, like I said, either been played or have played somebody or both things has happened to them. So what people do is when they're hurt and upset, they try to find evidence to support what they've been through, or they try to find people or information about the same subject. So if let's say a man had a woman gold dig him, he gonna go on YouTube, look at videos of women gold digging, and men gonna be underneath there talking about how I hate gold diggers, even though he might have got gold digged by maybe 1 or 2 women. Okay. Or if a woman has had a situation where she's, only been used for sex, men are only approaching her for sex, they're not offering a relationship or a commitment, or she's ran into men who don't want kids, she might go on YouTube and look at videos about, women saying, men don't like kids, or these men don't want relationships, and it's going to make her even more angry at all men, even though she's only technically upset at the couple men that did that to her, all right? So then they do that, become angry, and they don't want to accept the nature of the opposite gender. Now, for the men who were saying that women prefer sex over commitment, it's such a joke that even I actually called one of my friends, a male friend, and even told them what this dude said, and they were even laughing. Like, it is so absurd. I shouldn't even did a video about this, but I want you women to see the kind of men are on YouTube. Okay, the bottom line is, also this guy said that he had women that wanted him to fertilize their eggs, basically impregnate them, but they didn't want a relationship with him. And I told him, they just didn't want you. Okay, women want to be in relationships with men they want. If a woman does not, women love to be in relationships, most women, and most women love to be, you know, in a committed relationship. If she does not want to be in a relationship with you, but she's willing to have a baby with you, she's baby crazy. The man she really wanted did not want to have a baby with her. He did not want a family with her. And what else? Like I said, she's desperate for a baby. Her biological clock might be ticking. Some women are obsessed with babies. Some women are so obsessed with babies that they say, I don't even want to be in a relationship. I don't even really want to have sex like that. I just want a baby. Like it was a woman that did that. She had a bunch of kids. She didn't even want to be with no dude. She didn't want to be with nobody. She just wanted to have a bunch of kids. Some women, that's a minority that act like that, because most women want to be in a relationship and have the kid with the guy that they are in love with. They usually don't want to just be by themselves and raise kids by themselves. They usually want the family, the whole shebang. So he talked about how the women wanted him to fertilize their egg, but the women did not want a relationship. That's because they did not want you. They didn't feel you was good enough for a relationship. They did not like you like that. Okay? And I can prove it. He said that was proving that the women wanted sex over a relationship because women wanted to have a baby with him or wanted him to impregnate. They probably impregnate them, but they did not want a relationship with him. That's because those particular women were desperate for a baby. Those particular women thought you were good enough to impregnate them, meaning you might be a good father, but they did not feel you was good enough to be their boyfriend. They did not want a relationship with you. And those women possibly could have been gay, because I know two gay women who used a guy as a sperm donor. Okay, so those women just did not want to date you. Just because a woman does not want a relationship with you does not mean she don't want to be in a relationship. These men are off. It's because she don't want to be in one with you. She doesn't like you like that. She might have had sex with you, but she don't want to date you. She don't like you like that. Okay? And for these men saying women want sex only, okay, then if women like sex more than men, why is it that more men go to look at professional dancers? Why is it more men out here paying for prostitutes? Why is it more men out here buying escorts? Why is it more men out here into pornography? Now, we all know that women, you know, watch pornography, might go to strip club, but nowhere near as men. Oh my God, they barely even have male professional dancers like that. They barely have male strippers, because it's more men going to the strip club. Why is it more men riding around picking up prostitutes? You rarely see a woman riding around picking up male prostitutes, or even looking for one. You rarely see women even trying to go to the strip club. More men get addicted to pornography. Since you men like, you know, going based upon studies that are done, look up the studies that say who get more addicted to porn. It's men. Men get addicted to porn more than women. Why is that? If women love sex more than y'all, then why is that true that men spend more money buying sex, spend more money on pornography, spend more money going to strip clubs? But we're the one that's a sex addict though. So you all would say anything to flip the narrative, because you don't want to accept that whatever women you wanted don't want you back. Instead of you just improving yourself and going after women who you actually can get and improve and trying to be the better version of yourself, you want to flip it and say that women are like you. We're nothing like you. And if you want to be with somebody that's like you, date another man. We're not like you. Okay? We're not like you. Another thing this person said, they said that I'm like his mother, basically. His mother was married for a long time, and he said that basically I've been in a relationship a long time, so I don't know about the dating scene. First of all, I have been single for a long time, and I've been in a relationship for a couple years. And my past relationship, I was only in one kind of long-term relationship before this one. The other couple I've been in, haven't been in a lot of relationships. They didn't even last a long time. I've been single a lot, the majority of, a lot, okay? And so I know about the dating scene. Oh, trust me. I know all about people talking about these dating apps and how the men are on those dating apps. And look, I know about the dating scene. So don't ever try to insult my intelligence and make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, you might have a different opinion than me, but I don't insult people's intelligence, and I don't say blatant lies, okay? And everybody knows that women's sex drive is not on the level as a man. Everyone knows that women enjoy commitment over men. The reason why you men are saying women don't is because the women that y'all want do not want to be in a relationship with you. Okay? That's all there is to it. And you men need to be happy that women are giving you unattached sex, because we could go back to when it was no sex before marriage. If you're not satisfied with the fact that women are having unattached sex now, we could go back to when it was no sex before marriage. And then when you men say y'all enjoy men prefer commitment over sex, you are a goddamn lie. Even other men can confirm this. You are a goddamn lie. If a man if I went up to a man right now and gave him a choice between either being single and being able to have sex with a different beautiful woman every night, have unattached sex, he does not have to give them money, he does not have to go on dates, just simply whenever he wants sex, he can get it from her, and all these women are absolutely drop dead gorgeous, okay? But he cannot be in a relationship with them. If he could either pick between that or having to be in a committed relationship with one woman, and he's only relegated to having sex with that one woman for the rest of his life, and he cannot sleep with no other woman, which one is he gonna choose? Which one is he gonna choose? We all know the choice. Now let's get to what this dude was saying. Oh, I want to say something quick too. For the men saying that women prefer sex more than a commitment, and our sex drive is just as high as y'all's or higher, then why aren't women chasing men down for sex? Because one of the reasons why women don't chase men is because men, I mean, they chase us so much that we don't even have time to chase them. I mean, they come at us more than before we can even get to start chasing them. And we could care less. Most women don't think about sex on the level that men do. So I asked the guy, I said, well then why aren't women chasing men down for sex? Because you men are on YouTube complaining about approaching women, which lets me know that women are not approaching y'all like that. So why aren't women approaching you all? And the man might say that's because other men are approaching women before, they're approaching women. Like I said, other men are approaching women. So women are just saying, women don't even think about approaching men because we get approached a lot. So the guy said, I said, well then why are all these men approaching women then? If they don't, what are they approaching them for? He couldn't explain to me. I said they're approaching women for sex. They're not approaching women saying, I can't wait to see how well she reads the book. I can't wait to go out to coffee for her. He's thinking about how she looks naked, what type of different sexual positions he want to do to her. That's what he's thinking about. If a man went up to a woman right now and he said, and he asked her on a date and she said, look, I want to get into a relationship with you, but I don't want to have sex with you. I'm not a very sexual person. I don't want to have sex. I just want to get into a relationship. What is he going to do? He's going to walk off. Okay. Men would get into a relationship whenever they feel like it. If the woman is down to be in one with him, men hold the power in that. Now, I talked about this previously, but I just said also in this video how it is known that women do not require as much sex as a guy. And another guy who said, he said in my comment section, he said that women enjoy sex more than men. And I said, well, why do, if that's the case, then why does society shame a woman for having multiple partners and say she's a whore? But if a guy has multiple sexual partners, he gets a high five. But if you're saying that women have a high sex drive, why would you expect her to be with one guy if she has a high sex drive? And he said that men were taught that women did not like sex like that. So then, idiot, why were you taught that? For centuries, men have been taught that women did not enjoy sex like that. Therefore, she should just be relegated to one guy sexually. So why were your ancestors telling men this? Why was this passed down from century to century? Because everybody knew that women's sex drive is not at the level of men. Women want sex. We don't need it. There is a percentage of women that have a high sex drive. It might be 20%, but it damn sure ain't the goddamn majority. Most women have a moderate to low sex drive. A moderate sex drive is a healthy sex drive, dude. Healthy. Meaning she might want to get banged 4 times a week. That's still good. Women like sex, okay? But for you to go around saying that women only want sex and not a commitment, all these women out here who are crying themselves at night because they just said Tiffany Haddish was crying saying that because she's single. All these women who get shamed for being single, all these women who are not married and feel low about it because they crave the companionship of a man. You're going to sit up here and say because a couple women on YouTube are saying that 2019 women just want to get banged? You want to believe that? Because the men who believe the truth, the men who know the truth, that men prefer sex and women prefer commitment, they're able to get the women they want because they know how to deal with women, because they know what women want. But the men who choose to believe a lie, and just because they cannot get the women they want, and just because they do not want to give women what they want, which is provide and protect, they want to flip it around and say women prefer sex only over commitment. I have met a lot of men. Never in my life. This is a lie. This is a straight joke. Even other men are lying about this statement. And then for the dude to say that, oh, I'm using my personal beliefs. Hold on. He said that because I said that men prefer sex and women prefer relationships, then I'm using my personal beliefs to project it on all women. And that his mother and me used to believe, because we both are in relationships, that we used to believe that women were like us. First of all, let me get something straight. Dude, I've been around all types of people. I am not a wallflower. I communicate with multiple people. I got over 200 something videos, so I don't mind talking to people online and in person. I'm not scary. I ain't like these men. I don't mind approaching and talking to people. I have confidence, okay? So I talk to people. I've had female friends who were loose, who had a high sex drive. And even the women with a high sex drive, they like to be in a relationship. Oh yeah. They can get a relationship quicker than a woman with a moderate to low sex drive, because men love sex, and men are more willing to give a woman sex who's willing to give him sex. So when a man runs into a woman who's willing to give him stable sex like that, and she loves getting banged, he's more quicker to give her a relationship. Men are about stable sex. That's all they care about. Okay? So for you to say that because women are utilizing the fact that a lot of men want to have sex with them, and they're utilizing that, you're saying they're utilizing that, and they don't want a relationship because they can sleep with a lot of different men. Women have always been able to sleep with a lot of different men. We've always been able to do that. Women just choose. Some women choose to utilize that. Some women choose not to. We all have been able to do that. Okay? That is women being able to sleep with a bunch of dudes. That did not just happen in 2019. Okay? The marriage rate though has dropped. I mean, the culture is changing. Men and women are changing. The society is changing. Marriage is not looked at as high as it used to be, which I think is a bad thing. But the women with this high sex drive, I've met these women. Okay, it ain't a bunch of them, but I've met them, and they would get a relationship before the other women would, because the woman with the really high sex drive, she was putting out. The other women, wasn't putting out as much. My friends that had a high sex drive, and even women that I wasn't friends with, but I just kind of, associates, oh my God, all the women that I have known that had a high sex drive, they either was married or had a boyfriend. But the women who was not trying to put out like that, it was hard for them to get into a relationship. You want to know why? Because men are more willing to give a woman a relationship if she is freaky and she's willing to have sex with him regularly. There are also men out here who get into relationships because they know that's how you can get stable sex from a woman. Men want a variety of women to have sex with that are attractive. Men like a unlimited supply of sex, okay? If they can get a lot of sex without getting into a relationship, they're not going to jump into a relationship. They're not. That's why Alpha Male Strategies, that dude on YouTube, Alpha Male Strategy, he actually shames men for being married, because he said that married men can't get sex from a lot of different women. And that's why they hurry up and tie down the first woman that give them regular sex. Now, it is what it is. That's how he looks at it. I think that's kind of foul, because he's trying to discourage men from getting married. And I don't appreciate that. Okay. But men know, everybody knows that there are men out here who jump into relationships just to get stable sex. If most men can get sex from a lot of beautiful women, variety of different women, unattached, he don't have to spend money on her, nothing. He can just call her up, let's hang out, let's have sex. He's not finna run into a relationship when he got options. Men are only as faithful as their options. He's not finna jump. If he got a lot of options to have sex with a lot of beautiful women, he ain't gotta spend no money. Are you kidding me? And if he does jump into a relationship and he has a lot of options like that, look at those NBA players. Look how often they cheat. They might get a girlfriend. If they do, they still running through women because they have so many options. Men rarely reduce their sexual options down to one when they have a lot to choose from, but usually they reduce it down to one when they don't have many options. The bottom line is, these dudes on YouTube, The women that they want to get into a relationship with didn't want them. Okay, now they're mad. Now they're coming on here making up lies and saying that even when, oh, this dude also said that it's women who will argue with my viewpoints. I want you to link their channels in my comment section, and I don't care if it's 100 of them. They can say whatever they want to. I know the truth. And then also this dude said, oh, well, you're going based upon your personal beliefs and your personal experience. I meet a lot of, what else can I go based upon? Because the study that you're talking about, when people do studies on people, those are real people in real life they're doing a study on. Just like that study cannot cover everybody. Because men love going with studies. Ladies, if you notice, men are into numbers. So they look at studies as facts, and they look at if you're talking about experiences in real life, they look at that as only an opinion, because that's how a man's mind works. See, I know how men think. So men like to go with things that's in a book or a study that was done, an article that was made. They don't like to go based upon life experiences or you actually meeting people in real life and talking to them and knowing people. They don't go based upon that. But you know what's funny about what this dude said? He want to believe that women only want sex and men want a commitment based upon a couple women. He said it's a lot of them, based upon maybe 20 women tops on YouTube making videos, and he claimed these women are saying that they only want sex and they don't want a commitment. He want to take the opinion of these 20 women, but he's saying that my personal experiences with people in the real world, that is way more than 20 people, is not validated, because it's real life and I met these people and it's my personal life. That's not good enough. But he want to take the opinion of 20 women on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? This is what people do on YouTube. They come up with a lie that they choose to believe for whatever reason, because they don't want to accept the reality, because they don't want to be what the opposite sex want them to be. And then what they'll do is they'll find videos to validate their viewpoint, instead of they don't want to hear the truth. So women, I just wanted to make this video. These men on YouTube is just another breed. Even real men in the real world think these dudes are a joke. They don't understand where they came up with this logic. Y'all, they're going around saying that women prefer sex only and they don't want a commitment. No, dude. The women you're running into, they don't want a commitment with you. They don't want a relationship with you. Okay? Also, he said that, I said, why do women get shamed for being single and why do men not? And he says because a woman is a loser. Ladies, he said that we're losers if we're single because we can get a commitment. No, from any guy we want. No, women, that is a false. That's false. If you want to call a loser, you can call her a loser if she can't get sex from any dude she wants, because men are not handing out relationships willingly and chasing women down for relationships. They're handing out penis. They're handing out sex willingly. And more often, they're not handing out wedding rings and full-blown committed relationships just out like that. No, they're not. Maybe you are, sir. See, sir, you're taking the fact that you like being in a relationship, and maybe you didn't get the women that you want to be in a relationship, or maybe you're in the minority of men who prefer relationship over sex, and you're trying to take your personal belief and then project it onto all men and all women, and you're false. And then what you're doing, getting on YouTube and finding women who you feel can back up this thought that you have in your head, because maybe you got played in the dating scene or something. I don't know. Because the majority of men, if they go after the right type of woman, they can get a relationship out of her. Okay? And also I want to say real quickly, if women love sex so much and only want sex, why is it, man, you can't just walk up to a random woman and say, come to the hotel with me? Men, if women love sex, only sex and not commitment, I want you to go outside right now and walk up to the most prettiest woman you can find. Walk up to her and say, hey, come with me to the hotel right now. I think you're beautiful. I want to have sex with you. She should just go, right? I mean, you said that women only love sex. We only love sex, right? Y'all like commitment. We only love sex. Then, okay, you should be able to go up to any woman you want and tell her to come back to the hotel with you. You all know that won't happen. We could go up to any man we want and do it. Now, he also said that it's harder for men to get a commitment in a relationship. Maybe you, but the other men who are going after, if you're going after dimes and runway models and you're broken, you're not attractive, oh yeah, no, she's not going to want to be with you. You got to go after the appropriate person. But men hold the candle. They hold the power when it comes to getting into a relationship. Because women are more prone to want to be in a relationship and want commitment, and men are the ones who are more prone to want to have unattached sex. Everybody knows this, but yet you got men on YouTube trying to flip the script. This is known worldwide. And then he want to say that I'm using my personal experience, how I am personally on all women, as if I don't know some women with a high sex drive. It ain't a lot of them, but I know some women with a high sex drive, and those women still want to be in a relationship. I know women who have a high sex drive. They be the main ones in a relationship, and a lot of them be cheating. The ones with that really high sex drive, they want a relationship just like every other woman. Okay, women naturally want relationships. Is it every single woman? No. Just like men naturally want to have unattached sex. If they can get unattached sex to a bunch of beautiful women without having to spend money on them, without having to commit to them, oh, they all over it. That's why they're mad at women now. They're mad at women because the women they want are not just handing over the vagina the way they want to. You don't give a damn about no damn relationship. And you women, see, we know this. But these dudes, they done came up with some type of narrative because the women that they wanted did not want to get into a relationship with them. So now they're going around saying that all women want only sex and not a relationship. And then that they went on YouTube and found some videos where some women have said, and I don't care if it's 20, I don't care if it's 100 of them. They can come on here and say whatever they want to say. We all know the truth though. You want to use studies where the study was done based upon human beings, right? That's in the real world. And they did this study, right? So if I'm telling you, I talk to people in real life and I'm a female and you're going to tell me that these women are going to argue, they can argue my points all they want to, but they can argue all they want to. I don't know who these women are. But just like I could find some videos of men saying that I could find a video of a man saying that men love kids and men don't like sex, and I could find videos of a guy saying that men love spending money and not getting anything in return. I could find videos too. Like I could find a video where they say that men don't have a high sex drive. But does that mean it's true though? Because a couple people on YouTube said that? You believe those couple people, right? But I said I meet people in real life. I'm not shy. I'm not a wallflower. I talk to people. I have confidence. But you won't believe me saying that. And I'm a woman. And I meet people in real life. Real life. And those studies that you guys be referring back to, they did studies on actual real people. But you believe it. Real people that you never met. They doing studies on people you never met. These studies are done on human beings that you have never met. But yeah, I've met people in real life, been around them, and know their life. But you want to disqualify what I'm saying. But that's how the man mind work dealing with numbers and data. That's how men are. But I don't get mad about that because that's just how they think. But you're not going to sit up here and lie like that. So women, get in the comment section. I want to hear your opinion about this. I mean, it's not even an opinion. We know what the truth is. We know that women prefer relationships and commitment. Men prefer sex. But the fact that these dudes are coming on YouTube saying this, I have never met people so. Oh, and the guy said I was naive. I'm naive about the nature of women. I'm naive as if I don't know women when I'm a woman. As if I don't know that some women have a high sex. See, what you guys and y'all have what you men are doing, you're taking a couple women who do certain things and trying to say they all do it. So you maybe ran into maybe 5 women who have a high sex drive. Now you want to say they all have a high sex drive. You might have ran into 5 women who said they prefer a commitment. They prefer sex over commitment. Now you want to say they all do it. But I know hundreds of men who prefer sex over relationship, and you do too. But you don't want to talk about that because basically you got turned down by the women you wanted. The women that you want to get in a relationship with, they didn't really want you like that. And now you're mad. Now you're spewing lies on YouTube.